Motel to hell. And in the time when you would have to choose between who you were, who you are, and who you want to be, I hope you choose the person you'll be after I show you the horrors that await your soul at the other side. I really hope you do. Hurry up, boys. We don't have all day to spend dilly-dallying, Coach Summers announced, already getting agitated with the boys. Why he always act like there's a frog stuck up his ass? It's embarrassing, Ian grumbled while dragging the team's sporting gadgets into the van. Why don't you ask him that yourself? I'm sure he'd be pleased with that, Adam snickered when his friend rolled his eyes at him. We're losing daylight here, boys, and don't let me get down from this damn car, Jagger, and put the damn hamburger down, the coach shouted, now glaring at one of the players who was trying to discreetly finish the burger he'd snagged from home earlier. Well, it sure is going to be a long ride, my friend. Hold up, man. I'm not your friend. I'm your effing god. Tell that to the cheerleaders at Alabama. You're a freaking spaz. Ian playfully punched his best friend's shoulders. And you, sir, are a moron who lost his way into the world of wise men like myself. Yeah, you wish. Come on, let's get this over with. I am so not looking forward to spending hours with Troy and the rest, but at least it's something to do. Hey, we could try out that game from the movie last night. Once we're settled into our rooms, I mean. What game? The demon shit? Yeah, that's not real, but whatever, man. I'm down for it, and I hope the others would. It doesn't matter if they're in or not. We'll do it either way. The two boys grinned at each other before making their way to the waiting van, and after a few pep talks and scolds from Coach Summers, they were on their way. Run. I think there's a problem, sir, the driver announced, waking everyone in the bus who had either fallen asleep or was about to. What happened? We have a flat tire and there's no repair shop around. Oh, of course there isn't. We're on the outskirts. We need to be at the stadium before noon is over tomorrow. Sir, we can't move forward unless there's a new tire, and it's already too late to go and search for help. The coach stared long and hard before sighing and telling the boys to come down from the van. There's a motel just a few minutes away from here. We could spend the night there and find some help first thing in the morning, the driver suggested, shrugging his shoulders. There were murmurs of approval from the others, and the coach sighed tiredly. Fine. I think we have just enough for 3 rooms. Come on, we better get going. I have no intentions of spending more than required there. Trap. It's so fucking boring in here. Ian rolled his eyes. Would you rather spend the night with Troy and his goons? No, but even then, come on. Aren't you guys bored? I mean, it's bad enough we have to spend the night at some dingy motel room with no phones, but seriously. He looked at the rest of the boys in the room. There were 6 in the room, and none of them had suggested anything fun since they got there. No, and that's because I have an idea of what could be fun for all of us. Evan, I swear, if this is another one of your crazy suggestions, I'll punch you. Relax. I'm going to show you guys how to summon a spirit. That is bull crap, Ben chimed, making the others snicker. Help. Evan brought out a piece of paper, just as he had seen the actor do on the show they had watched the night before. He drew a circle in the middle and the other minute patterns on the paper before bringing out a candle and placing it in the circle. The other boys watched in amusement as he set up his work. Okay, you guys should sit. We'll surround the paper and I'll do the rest, he said when he was done with the setup. Ian shrugged and sat down beside him, and so did the other guys. They were all tired, so it wouldn't make a difference what they thought. Evan mumbled something under his breath just as he had seen the actors do and began calling the names he had heard the actors call. I summon you, he pressed on, trying to prove to his friends who had already started making fun of him. Out of frustration, he scattered his setup and scowled. Now. The incessant creaking of the door was what woke Evan and Ian. They had eventually settled for a game of truths, and now were all passed out on the floor. Ian was the first to sit up when he heard the footsteps coming into the room. It sounded like whoever it was taking their time to enter the room. Something felt off to him, but he couldn't do anything about it, except listen. There's a gust of wind, making him shiver in fear. The lights flickered, and suddenly went off, making Ian sit up in fear. Someone touched his arm, and when he turned, he realized it was Evan. He placed a finger to his lips, signaling for him to be quiet. By now, the gentle snores of the other guys were drowned out by an ear-splitting scream coming from the other room. Ian was the first to jump up, followed by Evan, and just as they were getting to the door, the lights came up again. There was blood everywhere, and the others that were supposed to be asleep were all dead, with their insides turned out. The sight made Ian throw up without shame. "What the hell is happening?" Evan said loudly, causing the door to get locked.
Where are you guys off to? We have so much fun to do, my lovelies. Especially you, Evan. You are the one I want.
They looked in the direction of the voice and almost collapsed when they saw what it was. It was a woman staring at them with fangs in her teeth. Her eyes were bleeding and her mouth too, as if she had just finished devouring a whole animal. The figure was wearing rags, and they could see her bones protruding out from her body.
Come, little one. Come, and I'll make you mine.
She grinned evilly at them before everything went black.
Subscribe today, or beware.